Hi everyone, this is Dee from Homestead Rewind. Today I want to talk a little bit about why we decided to rewind our homestead and why I decided to start this channel. But I also want to show you how I'm cooking breakfast this morning. So come along with me and we will have a talk. Let me get started by first telling you what types of ingredients that we're going to need. First of all, you need some small cherry tomatoes, and I slice them thin. We'll need some basil. This is my fresh camper garden basil. Also, you're going to need some garlic. And as you can see here, I have chopped it and the basil very thin. 2 small cloves probably will do the trick. We'll need some eggs, 2 eggs. And I put a little bit of cream when I scramble my eggs and some salt and pepper. You can use milk too, it really doesn't matter that much. I just think that the cream makes it fluffier. I start my cast iron skillet off at a very low heat and add tomatoes and a little touch of olive oil. Then I add my garlic and my basil. And I just let this slow cook until everything is tender. Now, while that simmers a bit, let me talk to you about our planned move. Back in 2005, we bought a farm in central Missouri, and we had very little knowledge of how to run one. We probably made a mistake of calling it our hobby farm in the beginning. Then, of course, as y'all know, 2008 rolled around and the economy just took a dive for the worse, and it was hard for my husband to find work. And I had come down pretty sick with an illness and caused me not to be able to keep up with the farm life and all of the animals and everything while he was out traveling for work. We really had very little guidance and no network of friends to help us figure out how we needed to go about building our farm. And we made lots of mistakes, let me tell you, overbuying chickens, not having correct pens for animals. And honestly, we did not even have internet at that time in rural Missouri to even get on YouTube and discover that there were more people like us doing this kind of life. So we eventually decided to put the house up for rent, and we bought a bigger house up in town and thought we would live the urban lifestyle for a while. After a couple of years of this, we realized that Jay was going to have to go out of town to work, and that would mean St. Louis, which was about an hour and a half, 2 hours drive from the town that we were living in. I had never lived in a city before or even spent very much time in one. So the first year was really fun for me doing all the exploring. St. Louis really is a great city, and they take great pride in keeping up their attractions, especially for families. For a while there, Jay was bouncing back and forth between St. Louis and then back towards home, just trying to keep up with jobs and trying to keep up with the house. And we realized that to try to lease a building or an apartment, we were going to have to break that lease every time because we never knew when he was going to be working or when we were going to be back at home. So we bought us a camper and we found a great campground just outside of St. Louis. And we felt like it was just a safer place for us to be overall and absolutely more affordable for us. After a couple months in the campground, I soon took a job with the park, becoming the activities director, and that kept me really busy, and we very seldom ever meet at home. And so we decided to put the big house up for sale and try living the RV lifestyle for a while. We have thoroughly enjoyed the 3 years that we've spent living in our camper, and it's taught us that we can downsize and live with less. A year ago, we sold the big house and have realized that there's just so many things that you think you need that you really don't. With my health greatly improved over the past few years And us being able to bank money to start our homestead up again, we are really excited to get back out there and get going on it. This time we're not going to feel so alone and frustrated, as we do have internet now in our hometown, and it is a reliable type of internet. So we will be able to get answers from groups that we've made connections with during our time here at the campground, homesteading groups, and people that just genuinely want you to learn the old ways. Being primarily raised by my grandmothers, I feel that this is a calling for me. And I also feel the pressure to preserve some of the ways that they taught me for my kids and future generations. I'm not going into it with no skills at all, because I did learn things from farming before. I had big gardens and was able to can and freeze and preserve my foods. I raised chickens and even delighted in having different colors of chicken eggs. And I learned the hard way that predators rule. As I've watched these homesteading videos, I realize that there are many resources that I didn't utilize the first time around on my farm. Some things I remember my grandmothers using, but really had no knowledge of how they went about doing that. Thanks to the people who are recording how to do the old ways, I feel more confident in this go around on my homestead. I'm not real great as a YouTube video person now, but I hope to improve those skills as time goes on. And I am also hoping that you will join me on this journey. So if you're interested, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to my channel, Homestead Rewind. Don't forget to ring the notification bell. Thank you for watching. Peace and love to everybody.